Hello everyone, hope you're having a good weekend. I wanted to come on and do kind of a casual follow-up to a video I had done, partially because I haven't been on in a while. I haven't been on in about a week and a half, which especially lately, that's a long time for me to not have a new video out, especially with all the thrift store videos and things. I've been having a few videos every week, so it's been a little while and I kind of wanted to come on and let everybody know what's going on and do a follow-up to a video that I've been very happy to see has had very positive reception. A lot of people, I think, this mentality has been going around. I've been noticing with a lot of people that I follow on social media, and I'll link the video down below in the description and also at the end of the video, talking about kind of getting out of a lot of retro game collecting and that sort of expanding as well into other forms of media. And it's a lot of things. I won't repeat a lot of what I said there, but so definitely watch that video if you haven't seen it. But it's a lot of things kind of coming together, and it's a lot of, the prices have gone insane to where it's just beyond what I am willing to pay for certain things, and you just can't play and re-experience all these things as you're adding new experiences on or whatever. And just there's not enough time in life for all these things, and it's gone to other forms of things that we collect as well. And I think a lot of video game culture is finally catching up to where movie people have been worried about for a while too, of a second just kind of loss of material, a loss of content, of creative ideas, as things are slowly moving to digital only, and some things will never see a physical release, or some things have had a physical release and that's going to be it, like never going to be released again. And the prices for a lot of old TV shows, the physical copies, are skyrocketing. And some versions of movies and things. I mean, it's just out of control everywhere, and it's only going to get worse as we move away from physical media very slowly but surely. It's going to take longer than I think a lot of people think, but it is slowly happening, and especially with a lot of things that I get kind of. People had built their collections and have moved on. Those kind of things maybe won't get reprinted, and I don't know, there's a whole lot going into it, a lot more than I want to get into in this video, but in general I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with me and how it relates to that as well. So some good things have been happening lately and some bad things. One big reason why I haven't made a video, and as long as I have, is we had an issue where the weather here where I'm at is one of many, many factors of why we're moving out of the area, just one of many. But it has been getting, as in many places, hotter and hotter, and we're actually in the top 10 in the United States for worst air quality, our region. And every single study that I've read, everyone that's published in the last 5 years, is pretty much saying that it's probably worse than they're actually letting on, like things are getting bad. So we last week, over a week ago at this point, had a air quality warning on top of 3 straight days of near record breaking warmth and humidity for this time of the year, and our air conditioning broke down all at once at the same time. And where our house is, we get so much sun in the back and things just like heat up on top of that. So it was a huge deal, and it's a much bigger deal when you are running a business out of your home and have a huge collection and have all these things that are very humidity sensitive for long periods of time, and the high heat coupled with the humidity and things. It's just not a good thing. And we of course are set up to take care of a lot of the humidity issues. It's not that big of a deal. It's a big deal for a long term, but we can handle it. But the heat, the intense heat, it broke down. It was in the mornings when we first noticed it, and by mid-afternoon it was over 80 degrees in the coolest room in our entire house, and just getting warmer, and it was not going to cool down for days. So it was a bad situation where I was able to get one air conditioning unit to put up in the bedroom, and then I went to Lowe's and spent like $400 and something, almost $500 on like one of the top of the line huge portable air conditioning units that I can move around from like area to area and just pumping really cold air. I mean, these things are powerful where you just set the thing to like 61, 62 degrees and they can cool down a room that is at 80 degrees in just a matter of hours. Really good. And you can feel it, the whole way across the other end of the house. If you had it at the back door, you could feel it, halfway to the front door. It's super powerful and been really helpful, but it was still very stressful, and having to kind of keep up on it again throughout the time. Just leaving it in one area isn't enough for, like, you have so many different rooms in the house and whatever, and it was just a nightmare that's been ongoing. And at the same time that hit, and it's all just been just a mess, really dealing with all that, because we still don't have air conditioning installed yet because of what's been going on with manufacturing and things over the last year and a half, almost 2 years now. There are so many things that are back ordered in the supply chain to where we're scheduled for this coming Tuesday, hopefully, so sometime this coming week, next week, we're going to be getting our unit replaced. So and that's with trying to get things as fast as possible and kind of get things moving. Everything's just been working against us for that type of thing. And at the same time, the eBay store has been exploding because it kind of hit with, as I've been listing all those PS1 games that I found. If you watch that video, I had the best thrift store find I've ever had in my entire life. A bunch of super expensive PS1 games that have been skyrocketing in value. I kept the few that I wanted that happened to be on my list to get, and the rest have all been very slowly putting them on the store. I wasn't going to just shove everything off at once. And that was the perfect opportunity, given what's been going on with retro gaming and in my own life as well, to be like, all right, this is the perfect time to pare down our personal collections, as well as we're driving a lot of traffic to our store for video games, which is usually not like our number one area for selling in our store. It's usually more books, more movies, that kind of thing. We sell video games, but it's not our number one thing. It's been our number one thing this month by a long shot, because those games, plus I've been selling off a lot of my collections. And really paring down, even with like movies, TV shows, books, whatever. If you're a watcher of my channel, you know that I've been really trying to, and being successful in completing a lot of these personal collections that we want for ourselves, for TV shows, movies, that kind of stuff, and video game consoles. And it's been really, I guess it's been a relief. It's also been exciting. It's been just therapeutic to kind of actually narrow things down a bit, and there's still narrowing the focus to the things I love the most, and there's just so many wide variety of interests that I have that it can be difficult to kind of get to that point, but it feels good to be able to experience and re-experience and explore very deeply fewer things instead of exploring as much as possible. Like that kind of thing has been great. And with video games too, it's not like I'm pretty much done with retro collecting. There's just a handful of games that I want because it's just getting too insane. But it's not like all my collection's gone. I've given up. I don't play video games anymore. Not in the least. I mean, paring down my collections, there are some consoles like that are the GameCube, I think, for that generation is one of the smallest. I have like 10 games left on it that I really, really, really wanted, and there's one left on my list. I'm done with any Xbox brand stuff. I have what I want for the original Xbox and 360, that's it. Things like the Nintendo Wii, I just ordered off eBay. I finally found someone selling it for a really good deal, and I ordered the last game I want for the Nintendo Wii. All those kind of things for those systems. But even paring down my collections, my PlayStation 2 collection, which has always been our largest collection by far, I still have 102 games for that console, and there are still 4 left that I'm looking for. So it's not like I've given away all my games, selling whatever, but I sold several shelves worth of games that I'm like, especially RPGs, where there are some of the stories are very dear to me and I know I'm going back, but other ones where it's like, I had a decent experience with it, but it's 30, 40, 50, 60 hours long, and it's like number 100 on my list of games I'd ever want to go back to. I'm never going to play that again. And it's going for $150 now. So I can put that up on the store and sell that, and some like action games and it's just some stuff I know I'm never getting down to. And another big collection of ours, the original PlayStation, I'm down to around like 40 games or so, and there's still a few, especially Japanese ones that I want. But really paring down those collections doesn't mean I'm just getting rid of all my games. No, there's still so many. I still love video games, but you have to really think about. There are so many that realistically I'm never going to play again, and there's no reason to have it sitting on my shelf for the next 30, 40 years plus, whatever, if I'm never going to touch it, if I can sell it and actually use that money for something else to, pay off something or whatever, or save it up, or using that money to get those last few things that I really want in those collections. And so I've been doing that, and had to get that air conditioning unit, which ends up being a good thing. We'll take that with us, when we move to our next house. And it's a good thing to keep. And it was just an unexpected expense, but it wasn't, because I already paid for it using money from some video games that I sold. And I ordered that last Wii game, and I won't say what it is because I'm excited about it. I'm really gonna show it off because I'm super happy to finally grab it because I missed out on it. But I used the sales from video games that have been sitting on my shelf I was never going to play again to pay for that. I just ordered the last few volumes I need to complete our Farscape collection, one of my favorite sci-fi shows ever. So that collection will be done. I've recently completed Lex. There's so many collections that are either done or just almost done, and it's been feeling good to let go of some of these things to do that, to accomplish that. So it's not like things are going to be changing. It's not like I don't play video games anymore. I don't have huge, cool movie collections, whatever. No, absolutely not. It's just that I really am more specializing the more as time goes on into these things I love the most. And that's what's been going on. So it's just I haven't been having videos up here because it's been crazy. There's so much going on. I've been putting up and selling video games by the dozens, like high dollar stuff, and still been selling other stuff like VHS and books, and dealing with that, the heat and dealing with all that stuff. Thankfully it's cool this weekend, and we will have actually a couple of pickups videos, a thrift store and that kind of stuff coming pretty soon, because I've been trying to do, not as much as normal, some trips, and I've been really lucky with some stuff that we've been finding as well, and been holding on to that and not really making any videos. So look forward to that, some kind of things hopefully getting back to normal next week as things settle down, but that's what's been going on. And again, just a little bit of a follow-up of that topic of of video games and getting out of retro game collecting with it's just too expensive. When certain things, you look at something and it's now a $200 thing, and you're like, I kind of wanted to play that one time. That's not worth $200 for that amount of time. And certain rare special things to you will be those few things, but it really feels good to narrow the focus to those few things, to really get down to like, all right, realistically, what am I going to experience and re-experience, and what do I really, really want? And being able to have the access to the excess to funnel into there and to finish those things up, it just feels great, because as much as I love collecting, as much as I love the search and the research and finding different versions and learning about things, it's just such a fun learning experience and exploring communities, I also am very much more than anything looking forward to actually being done. I have goals and lists of everything, for that I want, and it's kind of like, when I get this thing's done. When I get this thing's done. And I'm done. I'm looking forward to that. Sitting back and just having, I perfected what I personally want for my collections, and just keep experiencing those forever until I go away. But yeah, it's been fantastic. And I hope you're having a great weekend. I just want to give you guys a bit of an update, and I'll see you again in the next video. Definitely look forward to some really cool thrift store finds, because it's been, a week and a half's worth of stuff that I haven't put up for a video, and it's all going to come out here. And Amanda and I have also been getting, a lot of more video games for the two systems that we really are still getting games for, the Switch and the PS4, because they're current. It's a lot cheaper, and a lot of times it's like, there's a retro game that I really love, and it's been getting a remaster, or a port, or it's in a collection, and I'm more and more okay with doing that than getting the original sometimes now with the crazy prices. And it's been good. Like selling off some of the, we have multiple Sega Genesis collections. I don't need every single one of my original Genesis games. Either like there are a couple that obviously like the Sonic games and Shining Force and like a few that I really love and keep the original versions for. But some of the more generic ones I'll probably never play again. Those all went and things like that. No one is going to touch my Dreamcast collection though. Not a single thing from my Dreamcast collection has gone up for sale. Never. Dreamcast, I wish it was more affordable to collect for that system because I love it. No one's touching that. But every other system has been pared down a bit. And of course, the wish list for stuff. I'm going to be really excited to talk about that in the future, as a lot of these video game consoles, I'm down to like 1 or 2 games that I really want for them, and I can talk about why I have what I have and decided to pare down and like build my perfect little collection for each one of these systems. And it feels great, and it's actually very exciting and invigorating.